Hey everybody, Jesse from GreenCars, and today I've got something really cool that I'd like to share with you. This is the Honda Motocompacto, Honda's first foray into the crowded market of compact EVs. If you're looking for a clean-looking yet eye-catching form of transportation that's also fun while being super practical, you're gonna wanna stick around for this. Let's dive right in. First things first, I want to get any and all negatives out of the way because there aren't many and they absolutely do not outshine the positives. And when I say there aren't many, I mean one. Seriously, just one. Which is pretty good, but also par for the course when it comes to Honda and their products. Look at me using golf terms, so fancy. The Motocompacto is 100% built for the concrete jungle, which means I only recommend riding this baby on the sweet pavement of city streets or sidewalks. With the only shock absorption coming from the rubber tires, you will feel every little bump on the road. Which if you're a waters half full kind of guy like me and don't mind literally rolling with the punches, it's not that big of an issue. However, if you do try to bomb trails like we did with the Porsche e-bike, you're gonna have a bad time. With the Motocompacto, you get exactly what's in the name. A zippy, compact ride that you can use to cruise through traffic like it's no big deal that you're riding a briefcase. But more on that later. Whether you're on your way to class, work, or you're just cruising about town, it's quick and easy to get from point A to point B. And when I say easy, I mean real easy. It's ridiculously agile with a nice, tight turning radius. What I'm trying to say is the Moto's built like a briefcase, but handles like a piece of luggage. It's also ready for pretty much any riding conditions. Heading out at night, you've got a headlight and a tail light to help keep you safe. Need to moto in the rain? No worries. The Compacto is water resistant. Any way you slice it, the Motocompacto is ready when you are. One more thing I'd like to point out really quick is, just like my coffee machine, the Honda Motocompacto actually has an app. But unlike my coffee machine, this app actually provides some actual real-world value to the overall experience. It's got all the info you need right at your fingertips, including planning your rides, checking your battery's health. You can guesstimate how far you can go with the battery you have left, and even track your ride stats. And for all you achievement hunters out there, you can earn trophies as you explore. It's a small thing, but it adds a little bit of fun to every trip. The Compacto gives you 12 miles on a single charge. So, whether you're heading to school or the office, you're gonna get to where you need to go without worrying about running out of that precious juice. Plus, it only takes about 3.5 hours to fully recharge with its cute little Motocompacto looking charger that also fits inside the top slot of the Moto while you ride. Man, I love little details like that. When it comes to performance, the Compacto offers you 2 driving modes to give you the choice between endurance or speed. Driving mode 1 maximizes your range by making you push to start motoing and tops off your max speed at 10 miles per hour. Drive mode 2 pushes the Compacto to its limits by increasing your max speed to 15 miles per hour and allows you to start compacting from a dead stop. No pushing required. And if your plan is to drag race this thing, which I wouldn't blame you, I've done it, you'll accelerate from 0 to 15 miles per hour in just 7 seconds. That's a lot of motoing for something so compacto. All right, I'll stop. During my test, I spent 99% of my time in drive mode 2 because 1, I'm lazy, and 2, because I like to go fast. Simple as that. I live about 3-ish miles from where I work, so the Moto had plenty of range to get me there and back. In my honest opinion, it's got that perfect balance of speed and endurance. You can keep track of all of this using the built-in LCD display in the middle of the handlebars. It lets you know how fast you're going, how much battery you have left, which driving mode you're in, and whether or not your headlight is on, just in case you don't feel like looking up for whatever reason. Oh, and if you're into customization, Honda made sure you were covered. Pun intended. The Motocompacto has this awesome side canvas on both sides that's perfect for stickers, skins, or even company-mandated branding. I do love me some corporate synergy. It comes from the factory with a white blank slate for you to make it your own. So go ahead, catch even more eyes as you roll through all those city streets. But my favorite feature about the Motocompacto, and the one thing that just sets it apart from every other EV on the market and makes it super interesting to talk about, is the fact that you can literally fold this thing up into a briefcase and carry it with you.
Talk about living in the future.
While admittedly it does have a very small learning curve, the process of compactoing the Moto is very easy once you go through it a couple times. It is hands down the coolest part of this thing. But it's not just cool because of how neat it looks. The fact that the Moto can fold down into a footprint of just 21 inches tall, 29 inches wide, and a measly 4 inches thick means it's also extremely practical for everyday use. More so than pretty much any other bike out there. It fits in my RAV4 Hybrid with ease, it fits underneath my desk, which I'll have you know is quite a tight squeeze, and is even a total breeze to fit in a Columbia 300. You know, just in case you were wondering. It weighs just 41 pounds, so while it's about as heavy as a fat sack of potatoes, it's not nearly as much of a hassle to take inside of a cafe, office, or classroom like a fat sack of potatoes, especially once you fold it down. What this means is that you don't have to worry about finding a bike rack or leaving it outside to get stolen. It's pretty amazing. I've been riding the Motocompacto around town for the last few weeks, and let me tell you, I absolutely love this thing. You can tell that Honda really put all the thought and effort possible into designing the Compacto. With the tan leather hits on the handles and the seat, to the sleek yet quirky design, this thing just screams retrofuturism. Add in the mostly smooth ride and the fact that it's the only environmentally sustainable way to get around town on a briefcase, the Motocompacto is a totally rad, fully realized product that works on so many different levels. The other thing that Honda nailed on the Compacto is price. Coming in at just under $1,000, the Motocompacto really is the whole package. It's a fun electric bike that's made for everyone. Just in case you haven't noticed yet, I'm very enthusiastic about the Motocompacto. Only every once in a while does something special like this come along that is so well designed that it gets you excited about a product again. Because the Compacto isn't just about getting from point A to point B, it's a conversation starter. And for me at least, it's a conversation about not just what's actually important about our forms of transportation, but about how much fun we can have with it. The Compacto is unique because it's fun both when you're using it and when you're not. When you're riding it, it's an awesome, eye-catching little e-bike that's zippy and agile. When it's sitting at my destination, wherever that may be, it's a charming reminder of how far we've come with technology. It takes me back to the days of when I was a kid watching classic cartoons in the morning before school, dreaming of a future where exactly this kind of vehicle is possible.
And it's here. It's real and it exists even. It may not be a flying car that folds up into a briefcase like those old cartoons, but you know what? We gotta start somewhere.
This review was made possible with a Honda Motocompacto that was owned and loaned to me by the good folks at GreenCars. I say was because I may end up stealing it now that we've wrapped up this review. But what it actually means is that this review comes from my own genuine thoughts and opinions. Honda nor anyone else had any editorial input on the writing or video content of this review. They're seeing it just like you are. If these kinds of reviews are your thing, please let us know by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Also, be sure to tell us your thoughts on the Motocompacto in the comment section down below. Once again, this has been Jesse from GreenCars. Thank you once again for stopping by, and I'll catch you on the next one.